like ardently love our phone plans, phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
President Biden has the support of a lot of organized labor, getting the endorsement last week from the United Auto Workers. But today, his potential 2024 rematch rival, former President Trump, will meet with Teamsters leaders and some members. Meanwhile, we may soon get a final ruling in one of the many Trump legal cases, the one in New York, where the Trump organization's been on trial, accused of misleading financial institutions. The judge has already ruled they committed fraud.
New York Attorney General Letitia James seeks a $370 million judgment against former President Trump. Judge Arthur Engoron, when the trial began last fall, set the end of January as when he intended to rule on the case. Former President Trump, since the opening stages, has lashed out at the judge, State Attorney General James, and others, claiming the trial is, as he put it, a witch hunt. Any high-dollar decision is expected to be appealed. As that happens, a decision to end his ability to do business in New York will be put on hold. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
An attempt to remove former President Trump from another 2024 ballot has been rejected by the Illinois Board of Elections. Rulings in Maine and Colorado being appealed, claiming that the former president led an insurrection with the Capitol riot, disqualifying him under a constitutional provision. There's a big decision today affecting the economy. Fox's Hillary Barsky explains.
The Federal Reserve concludes its two-day policy meeting this afternoon, and the central bank is widely expected to leave its benchmark interest rates unchanged at a range of 5.25% and 5.5%. The move would mark the Fed's fourth consecutive pause.
That's after a series of interest rate hikes to lower inflation, and now that it has come down, it's expected the Fed will be cutting interest rates later this year. Now, before the Fed decision, stock futures are mixed on Wall Street. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Federal prosecutors pushing for prison time for the longtime chief of staff of former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan. Prosecutors asked a judge yesterday to give Tim Mapes between 51 and 63 months behind bars for lying under oath to protect his old boss. Mapes found guilty in August of providing false material testimony under oath. First responders holding a joint training exercise in Champaign. Exercise takes place around First Christian Church on Staley Road. It's meant to help first responders prepare for rapid response emergency scenarios and mutual aid needs that may occur in Champaign County. New funding from the state looking to combat food insecurity and food deserts. State officials announced the grant funding last week. The money going to be given to local grocers for energy-efficient equipment upgrades. The goal is to combat food deserts and insecurity and preserve access to fresh food. Gas prices around the state remaining steady. Shop around for the best prices. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Yahoo! We won a game on the road, beat Ohio State. That feels good. Look who's here. It's Brother Johnny.
Hey, Stevie
He's
Jay.
here.
Well, yes, I am. Glad to see you.
Nice to see you, and great to have you back in center of the universe, Philo, Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
Our meteorologist, Greg Sawyer, references Brother Johnny in the South when big storms come your way.
Well, I'm glad they think
you had a lot of rain down there lately, haven't you?
Well, we have, but you know what, Greg? We were on the tail of it every time. It was just over the lake, really, but that was way worse. And
if we missed in your particular neighborhood, we'll get more of a direct hit, unfortunately, over the weekend or the next week down there. So,
more coming, huh?
Okay.
Yep.
We check our weather, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
They remind you they've got their 23rd Best in Show photographic print competition that will be on display in Lincoln Square between February 10th and the 25th. But January, last day today, is your chance to get those submissions in, and youth entries under 17 are free. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Last day of January, my friend. Nice and mild, huh?
Yeah, hip hip hooray for that on all levels. Yeah, look at these readings. We're already at what do you expect of the afternoon hours for a January 31. Yeah, sunrise, I should say, getting a little closer to the 7 o'clock hour. And nice to have a little evening sun here past the 5 o'clock hour. We make inroads there. And I tell you, the mild air covers a wide area of the country. We're at the freezing mark as far north as Sault Ste. Marie up into northern Minnesota and points westward from there. They've seen a 100-degree temperature swing across Montana. over the past week to 10 days. We sit at 34 at Willard and Savoy, same at Danville, 35 below to normal. And this drier spell that takes us into at least the middle part of next week, allowing for still some of these swollen streams and rivers to ease on down. So some good news there. The next weather system in sight late next week, and that looks to be a rain feature in our neck of the woods. Otherwise, limited sun today, mainly cloudy, a sneak peek. It's a struggle today again on getting some sunshine in here, but temperature's not bad, 43. Skies break tonight. That will allow for some fog patches to form up down to 31. Maybe some patchy fog here tomorrow morning, then turning milder in the afternoon with the partly cloudy sky. A Feb first high at 51. Again, we ought to be in the lower 30s this time of the year. Partly sunny northeast wind and 50 on Friday. A system will pass to our west and south. Is the one that takes aim at the southern states again over the weekend, early next week. But around here, partly sunny skies, increasing northeast to east winds, and 54 on Saturday, 52 Sunday, and readings between 45 and 50 for afternoon highs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Off and running, ESPN 93.5. I am Stevie Jay. There's Diane Ducey. Brother Johnny's in today, so good to have him here. We got clips from Brad Underwood. I got to hear from Ty Rogers, Dane Danger, Marcus Damask, all coming up. We've got retired Lieutenant Commander, our friend Joe Cardinale. He's out in Long Island, New York City. How are you, my friend?
Good. How you doing today, my friend?
We're good. I'm reading the story about 2 police officers mugged or beat up or whatever happened in New York. The migrants kicking him in the head, a brutal assault on these police officers. They were all 4 arrested and released without bail. What the heck? That was an assault on a police officer, and they're on the streets in an hour?
Yeah, you have to be careful who got arrested, the police officers or the migrants, because they'll turn it around and lock the cops up on this one, too. They'll say they used too much force or whatever. It's crazy. I mean, over in Brooklyn by the Kings Plaza area, by Mill Basin, it's ridiculous. They're throwing themselves in front of cars, demanding money that, oh, I'll sue you, this and that. It's crazy. They are so emboldened by what they get when they get here. With the things, phones and games and everything else. They go to sleep in warm schools, and the kids are thrown out at Madison High School that they can't even go to school that day because Mayor Adams has no other place to put them, and this is the position that the Texas has put them in. No, you put yourself in this position by making yourself a sanctuary city, and now the services are all cut back as well.
Brother Johnny's here. You met Joe. Joe, you met Johnny before, and Johnny just said it's going to happen again.
Well, how do you have law enforcement in order when, there's really no consequences for it? And I don't know how you can do your job, Joe. It's hard to imagine.
You can't. You can't. The city council is Adams has them doing ride-alongs because there's a bill out there right now. That's city council, and they're really idiots. I have to stop using moron. All right, they're idiots, and they actually want the cops. Any interaction with the public, anything has to be documented. So if I say somebody says good morning, officer, I say, oh, excuse me, can I get your name and everything? For what? I just said good morning. Yeah, but I have to document. I had an interaction with you.
Unbelievable.
All right, and then the paperwork at the end of the day, it's ridiculous.
I don't know what this is going downhill. This is going on 10 years, and we have completely taught younger people to disrespect police officers and the law enforcement in general. It's going to get worse. There's no other alternative but it's just going to get worse, Joe.
It is, and then this is not only law. It's a total disregard for the rule of law. Period.
Yeah.
That's it across the board, across the nation. And you can thank the Soros-backed ADAs that we've discussed many times. And it's time to make the changes, and start holding these ADAs accountable, these DAs accountable, and the people that serve underneath them who go along with these programs. How can you in good conscience not prosecute the crimes that are brought to you and pick and choose what crimes you're going to prosecute? Ridiculous.
And then you have to wonder what's the breaking point when good citizens come out and start to take matters into their own hands. Well, they'll get in trouble, and then it'll just start to disintegrate. So
yeah, it's already happening. That Marine that was on the subways still being prosecuted for that.
There's a guy going crazy, and he had him in a whole chokehold, and the guy died. And so that guy's in trouble, right? But he was protecting other riders from harm.
Yeah, and that's just
exactly.
I don't know what to say, Joe. You need to be doing something about it. Can you get back in charge of something or what?
I mean, the only thing I could do is try to get up to Albany somehow and do something up there, so because I would not back any one of these. And, you might be the squeaky wheel, but at least you get noticed, and you don't back these bills. They're ridiculous, the bills that get slid in the middle of the night. And it's by the immoral majority that's up there.
Okay, so how can people find Joe Cardinale if they wanted to connect with you, Joe?
They can go right on my website, joecardinale.com. There'll be a new posting this weekend about what we spoke about, with this incidents with the police department in New York City. Because New York City is going to, just so you know, is going to be down to like 27,000. It's going to be like 1/4 of the job gone.
How many normal police officers? What do you normally have out there?
36,000.
36,000 down to 27,000. Less people to protect and serve.
Wow. Well, hang in there, Joe.
Yeah, but thanks for your time, Lieutenant Commander.
Anytime, my friend. You take care.
ESPN 93.5 on the Tapman's Towing phone line. Sports headlines. The Fighting Illini won last night on the road. It is always great. It's hard to win on the road.
87-75 was the final over the Buckeyes. Did you get some comments after the game?
Well, I think we have Brad Underwood.
I'm excited about this one. Dane Deja, Ty Rogers, both were huge tonight. We've been on Coleman's back for a long time. Coleman's been such a dominant player for us on both ends of the court. Dane hasn't gotten a ton of minutes with the way we've been playing.
Dane Danger.
I was proud of Imani and Draven both as freshmen.
Yeah, they put the freshmen in too. Which
nice.
They played well in their minutes. There's
Great
no
to
doubt.
Get some experience there.
Armani down the lane, big kid, laid it in.
Mm-hmm.
But Dane Danger.
It's always good. We can come get a good road game, win. I feel like that was big for us.
And what about Ty Rogers?
I think just being aggressive, just being in those spots. We have guys like TJ and Marcus and Justin. They're so good at getting downhill. They're going to call us too, and me just finding that spot and being able to go up and finish or get fouled.
23 points for Terrence Shannon, I believe.
Yeah, I saw that.
23 for Marcus Damas.
That's right. And both doing well on the free throw line.
Oh, yeah.
And made all the shots on the free throw line.
Yeah, when you have Marcus there or Terrence there, what about that, Marcus?
We're way better when Terrence does what he did. Just his ability in transition, it takes so much pressure off of our half-court offense, and he's a freak athlete. Just find him and he goes. It's easy. Yeah, I think it's just day by day in practice. He's slowly kind of finding his rhythm, getting his confidence back. It's hard taking a break where everybody else is playing. Like the game reps, it's hard to come back. I've had injuries where I struggled coming back. So, I know, I feel where he's at, and it just takes a little time. But, I'm not worried. I know he's getting there, and obviously he showed he's there tonight.
Boy, has he been something. Marcus Damas.
Yeah.
So good. Terrence was going, when he goes from half court to the basket, and there's a lane, good night. He just goes.
I'll tell you, I like the 8 or 10 guys played. I tell you, we've got some players.
Yeah,
you can get
nice
them in
to have
and
some
out there,
depth.
and it's just good.
Justin Harmon played.
Spread it around, and yet the two big scorers still scored it. That's what we want.
Next up Sunday, Nebraska at the State Farm Center at 5:30.
Yeah, by the way, Ohio State bolted out to a 28-23 lead. They made 12 of their first 18 shots, tough shots.
Yeah.
And the Illini just had some bounce to them. It felt pretty good the whole time. Mm-hmm. And we pulled away in the second half. So
the Northwestern game was an example of a team was hot, and we were right there.
We
had a shot to win it.
Well, it's 9 games in January. That was a long month. And now the guys have a little time, I think, day off today, and then they play Sunday Nebraska. Then they're off for a week till they go to Michigan State. So off we go. We are definitely in the upper echelon. There's going to be 3 or 4 teams that are going to be battling. Wisconsin only has 1 loss. Purdue has 2 losses, but Wisconsin's going to go to Nebraska next, and that's tough. And then they got to play Purdue after that.
When do we play Wisconsin?
We get them one time at Wisconsin.
That figures.
And then we got
they're
Purdue
ranked
one
number
more time.
6 right now.
Yeah, they went up 7 spots to number 6 in the nation. I think their schedule if they can get through this schedule, good for them. But I think there's some losses coming up for Wisconsin with the schedule.
Michigan State over Michigan, 81-62, a 700th career victory for Tom Izzo, who also celebrated his birthday yesterday. Indiana over Iowa, 74-68 was the final. Our Illini women in Ann Arbor to take on Michigan at 6. Some upsets in NCAA basketball yesterday. Georgia Tech, 74-73 winners over number 3, North Carolina. South Carolina over number 5, Tennessee, 63-59. TCU at number 25 beat number 15, Texas Tech, 85-78. We had the Pacers and the Bulls both lose, and so did the Blues for that matter. We've been talking a little about the Super Bowl, Johnny, Kansas City and San Francisco.
Well, I had the Ravens versus Detroit in the Super Bowl.
That's right. Yeah.
And I was going to say, with my track record and picks, I was going to ask Greg Solier, I can move into being a weatherman.
There you go.
Weather brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. They offer cost-efficient solutions for busy offices. If you want a free evaluation, why not? It's free. Greg Wolf, call him at 217-352-0428 for Watts Copy Systems. We got Ed Martin, Brother Johnny here, of course, at the bottom of the hour because it's Wednesday. All right, back in just a moment. Fox Business Minute next. It's 7:19.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Ness vicinity. Fairly quiet and eventful spell of weather to continue on with a nice moderation in temperatures. Downright mild for late January. Welcome to February tomorrow. And overall, again, can't complain about this stretch of wintertime so far. No sign of any significant moisture till sometime late next week or beyond. Mainly cloudy skies for the day today. However, a couple of sneak peeks of sun can't be ruled out. 43 light west wind becoming partly cloudy tonight. Patchy late night fog down to 31. Tomorrow, February 1st, patchy fog early on, then turning milder in the afternoon, a partly cloudy sky, and 51. Winds will shift to the north-northeast tomorrow night, low down to 37. Partly sunny, the high around 50 still for the day Friday. Quiet weather for the weekend. Temperatures into the low and mid-50s Saturday and Sunday with highs of 45 to 50. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Next significant round of probably rain shower activity due in for late next week as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Accumulation, preservation, generation. At Busey Bank, these are the principles we use to build meaningful financial partnerships with our clients and their families. With sound advice and vast resources, partner with Busey for a personalized approach to your legacy. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Boeing has just reported it's narrowed its quarterly loss.
The loss is 47 cents a share. The street was looking for a loss of 78 cents a share. They did come in a little bit stronger on revenue, $22.02 billion. Street was looking for $21.1 billion.
Fox's Cheryl Casoni. And one of the world's wealthiest people faces a setback. Elon Musk's Tesla compensation package getting a red light from a Delaware judge who voided the billionaire's record-breaking $56 billion Tesla pay deal, siding with shareholders who sued the board over the agreement. Chancellor Kathleen McCormick, in her decision, calling the process leading to the approval of Musk's compensation plan deeply flawed, citing the billionaire's close relationship to Tesla's board. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Kudlow on Fox Business is now on the go for podcast fans. Download the Kudlow Show podcast every weekday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com. Kudlow covers the latest headlines and business trends with an emphasis on the financial impact facing households and businesses across the country. Listen to interviews with key business newsmakers. The Kudlow podcast will be available on the go after the show every weekday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
No big game celebration is complete without a game of squares. Circus Sports now offers Circus Squares bets. Everyone who's played squares knows the pain of pulling terrible numbers. With Circus Squares, instead of randomly pulling numbers, choose your square and choose which numbers you get. With a minimum bet of $1 and a maximum payout of $100,000, it's easier than ever. Download the Circus Sports app and place your Circus Squares bets anywhere in Illinois. For more information, visit circusports.com.
You the man, Tim. Dedicated Diesel. Still got any Dixie choppers out there?
Yeah, I was going to say we need to get people over to see Andy and get those Dixie choppers bought and out of there while they're on the at the winter pricing. I mean, once we hit the spring, those things are going to be in demand and they're going to go, and the prices are going to reflect that. So
you can
get over there and make a deal.
You can literally save thousands of dollars on this thing, and it's like the fastest one ever built. It's amazing. You ought to go see that.
What's the address, Tim?
1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana.
And Gale Freights Trucking, y'all full? You need a driver or two?
We could use one over-the-road regional driver, and I got to thank Gail and all the people at GFT that pitched in and helped us. They all did a great job while we were gone.
And where do you go to tap into being a future employee, and how do you reach out to GFT Trucking?
Just email me at timo@gftlog.com or call 765-793-7131.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Okay, Johnny, you're working on a ministry. What's the name of the ministry?
Youth Conference Ministries. We have two camps, one for high schoolers called Fun in the Sun, and the other is middle school, The Great Escape.
And where do you have these camps?
Well, they're all over the place. We have
awesome.
a Colorado, Wisconsin, Tennessee, Florida, South Carolina, and Maryland.
How many kids went last summer?
1,500.
Wow, so wonderful. Wonderful of you to do that.
It's a good camp, and we're trying to get people to just kind of move towards the gospel and the message of salvation,
Awesome.
which it's a good age to really kind of start to think about that, because, there's a lot of alternative choices out there. Probably all of them bad, but
no, right? No, there's a lot
Well,
of
it's
things.
Catholic Schools Week and St. Thomas, and we're supporting the youth group, and they've got a ministry, Catholic Heart Camp, going down to Memphis and doing a week of work with the homeless and things like that. So it's a great thing to support if you can have young people learn about God.
You have to realize the vulnerabilities have always been there for children. Now we have what's called the iPhone. Or you could even say Galaxy, but the phone is a doorway to get to your kids, and unfortunately, people who aren't as fine and upstanding, Steve, are out there, and it's easy to be distracted and kind of get talked into something. So.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the Vision Pro is coming out Friday. I've talked about this a little bit. This is from Apple. It's like ski goggles, and it's the next thing. And Johnny, you won't believe this.
It's like you have the screen inside the ski goggles.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. We had those when we were building things, and you could make a 3D model and walk around.
That's right.
Well, this thing, according to a report this morning, it's called the Vision Pro headsets, $3,500. Each of these goggles contain essentially a head full of iPhones, 2 depth sensors, 6 microphones, and 12 cameras.
Okay.
And you can go and pinch your icon, and you're going to be sitting there in a waiting room, and there's going to be a guy over there doing all that stuff. It's going to be totally an isolation thing where you'll be in that room and somebody will have that on. You can do anything you want, watch a movie. It's just nuts. That's the next thing now, Johnny. I don't know.
The problem we have is how do you know what's true and what isn't? How do you know what's real and what isn't?
Yeah.
And if you don't, we're starting to get in trouble because you don't know what to believe. You really don't. Well, I saw that. I saw it with my own eyes. That didn't happen.
AI, artificial intelligence. We can, So it's nuts. Okay, I don't have a line to the Donald Trump camp, but I wouldn't go after Taylor Swift. That's a report this morning, the Drudge Report, saying that they've talked about, attacking her because she might endorse Joe Biden. Just don't. I mean, don't. She has 200 million followers. That's not going to help you. You just have to
How many of those are voting age?
Well, and also
how many of those are in America?
There may be Brazil and all over the world. The bottom line is, I just don't. There's so many things that I like about Donald Trump from the standpoint of what he did when he was president.
If he
of the United
does
States.
say something, at least do it in their Super Bowl where all the followers will be watching the game.
They
won't hear anything.
But they're gonna just again. I'm less into the attack thing. I don't like that stuff. I really don't.
Me either.
I wish he would do less
Well,
of it.
that's another example of maybe they're just saying, let's say Trump's going to attack Taylor Swift because just saying it is a negative. Another way to just beat on it and beat on it.
Well, again, I would obviously she's going to endorse Biden at some point. But what's it like when you're Joe Biden, you're president, you're the most powerful man in the world, and your big thing is to get Taylor Swift to endorse you? That's it?
Well, it's all about, politics and reach, but I don't think that will have any impact. I mean, none. As in, a lot of the Taylor fans really aren't voting.
And we don't know where they live. I mean, but again, it doesn't appear, you can.
And I like Taylor Swift.
No, I know.
If you're going to listen to Taylor's endorsement, I mean, it's like...
I don't know. They bought 400,000 Travis Kelce jerseys.
Well, that's different, Steve. This is a romance of the century. Come on.
It is. It is great to watch.
Is there any more famous woman than Taylor Swift in the world today?
No.
Is there any more famous man than Donald Trump?
No. As far as name recognition.
Name recognition and people recognizing a person, that would be one and one, right?
Right. Well, and second probably is Travis Kelce. But anyway. That's just because of Taylor.
I mean, but who doesn't like the Kelce brothers podcast?
Now you like Jason Kelce. He didn't even wear a shirt.
That's right.
You know, his wife wasn't real thrilled with him. he had a lot of beer, I think, and so he took his shirt off during the first playoff game, which was at Buffalo. Then he got in the crowd, and then some little girl had a Taylor Swift sign, and he lifted her up to show Taylor. and then his wife was kind of in the background. Apparently, by Monday morning, she went out and adopted that cat that he didn't want.
Okay,
and he couldn't say anything.
He's a good guy.
Yes, dear.
He's just going through retirement.
No,
transition.
he's actually not sure now.
Okay, well, he still can block because that push.
Push. Yeah.
And that was all Jason Kelce.
Yeah, he gets low. He said it's tough, though.
No.
We're getting way down the bottom of that
pile. Well, it's not just getting low. It's timing, and it's also being one of the strongest men in the industry.
Yep, big guy.
Going to break for the news. Ed Martin will jump on the phone on the Tapman's Joint phone line next. It is Wednesday. This is the last day of January. We're into the second month already in 2024.
And our Illini with their third road win felt good.
3-3 on the road now for the Fighting Illini as they beat Ohio State last night, whatever that was. 87-75, I think. All right, we're right back.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. This coming Saturday, February 3rd, is the one-year anniversary of a toxic train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. The White House says President Biden will be there sometime next month. He was criticized for not going then.
People were really, really mad at President Biden, and the administration gave us a whole list of stuff that he did. We know that he sent the transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg, but that's not the same thing.
Fox's Peter Ducey. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is closer to becoming the first cabinet secretary impeached in 148 years. The House Homeland Security Committee voted to approve articles of impeachment, setting up a vote maybe next week on the full House floor.
The 18-15 vote comes as Republicans decry his handling of border security. All committee Republicans voted in favor, while the Democrats unified against it.
Fox's Marianne Rafferty, there's not enough support in the Senate to actually remove Mayorkas from office with a 2/3 vote. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, federal prosecutors pushing for prison time for longtime chief of staff of former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan. Prosecutors asked a judge to give Tim Mapes between 51 and 63 months behind bars for lying under oath to protect his old boss. Mapes found guilty in August of providing false material testimony that under oath. New funding from the state looking to combat food insecurity and food hazards. State officials announcing that grant funding last week. The money is going to be given to local grocers for energy efficient equipment upgrades. The goal is to combat food deserts and insecurity and preserve access to fresh food. Eastern Illinois Food Bank's Foodmobile making its way through Champaign County for food distributions February 6th and the 9th. The Foodmobile is a food pantry on wheels that allows EIF to give nutritious food directly to families in underserved and rural areas. It'll travel through southern Champaign County February 6th, northern Champaign County on February the 9th. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. Our weather brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Busey, member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Ness Saturday. Not much in the way of sunshine expected for the day today. Sneak peek, but a little more of it expected for the day tomorrow and going forward right on into next week. And a mild Pacific airflow expected as well, but temperatures well above average. Next weather maker, probably a rain one due in late next week. In the meantime, mainly cloudy for the day today. A little sneak peek of sun here and there. 43 this afternoon. Average high this time of the year still in the lower 30s, so not bad. Light west wind becoming partly cloudy tonight. Patchy late night fog though. Low down to 31. Maybe a little foggy frost here early tomorrow. Then a milder, partly cloudy afternoon. And 51 down to the 30s tomorrow night. Northeast to east wind and 50 with a partly sunny Friday. Quiet weather for the weekend and seasonally mild as well. Up to 54 Saturday, 52 on Sunday. Highs between 45 and 50. Dry weather continues on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and a few showers. And for late next week, Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Yeah, I told you I got a note saying that because of my hate speech, I'd be kicked off Facebook. I think it was a spam thing. They're trying to get into my computer, all that stuff. You got to be careful what you click on.
That's right.
So, but there is a legitimate fear during this time of the week. Brother Johnny is here again in Champaign, Urbana, and Philo. Ed Martin, President of Eagle Forum Legal Defense Fund, the great Phyllis Schlafly, who defeated ERA on her own. Their final hire was this man, Ed Martin. How are you, Ed?
I'm doing great, guys. Good to be with you. And Johnny's in studio, so we got even more action. That's great.
Yeah, we're rocking and rolling, Eddie. I'm supposed to come over there. I'm supposed to go meet our Speaker of the House, but it's we haven't got it scheduled yet.
Wow.
I want to see Ed Martin when we go.
Yeah,
That's right.
Well, he's Louisiana guy.
We'll kill the fatted calf when you come, Johnny.
Well, I got to get over. I got to get over there before they throw him out.
No, that's a thing. I mean, that's certainly right. Isn't it possible? I mean, totally.
Yeah. It is.
And then they're going to draw straws for who gets to be Speaker of the House for a month. Alejandro Mayorkas, the impeachment hearing. I just am totally off center on this one. I don't want to do this. It's not going to do any good. Why are we spending energy with 1,000 things that are more important to me anyway on Alejandro Mayorkas? And you know, the border's a mess, but isn't he just following orders?
Yeah, no, look, I mean, I'm with you on that. I think, asking politicians to not act political, is a non-starter. So that's what they're doing. I mean, it's an election year. I did read a piece this morning early about how right about now, maybe another month from now, everything falls apart. Nobody passes anything because it's an election year and they're just posturing and all. So I think that some of the folks who are in charge of those committees and in charge of that process are looking for some attention. You know, they've been at this for a while. I agree with you. It's Joe Biden who's in charge. You know, you can see Joe Biden desperately trying to say, I want to do something. I don't have any power. Yeah. What can I do?
Right.
Of course, that's a total lie. But that's because they're trying to get away from a very, very bad issue for the Democrats and for the country. So I agree with you, though. I wish they would spend a lot more time on other stuff. And, I'd be a little cynical when you see Fox News cover breathlessly Mayorkas, which you and I just agreed is useless. It's not going to yield anything. You say to yourself, why can't they cover something that actually matters, that could move the needle more? And I just shake my head and think, well, it's more of the same.
Well, it might bring attention or keep it on that border crisis, which we really need to do something about. It might be the only possible thing we can do is have a different president. But I got to tell you, too, Eddie, it's frustrating when the strategy would be opposite of what we should do. We should be trying to make sure Joe's feeling comfortable and makes it through to the election, because I really think we got a shot if they actually run Joe as the nominee. So,
boy, do you know that the news from Fox this morning is that he will visit East Palestine, Ohio 1 year later. That's where the chemical spill, and they're having problem with all their sludge and chemicals and things that are still on the ground, apparently. The mayor of East Palestine, Ohio, whose county voted for Trump 7 out of 10, said, I prefer if he comes in February 25 when he's on his book tour.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, yeah. Well, but guys, to encourage Johnny's wish, you look at the details of Joe Biden's schedule, and he's running. Yesterday, he went down to Florida, had no public events, just raised money. I mean, he did those big donor shakedown money things. So he's planning to run. He and Jill are running. I mean, there's nothing. Last week, I think the word on the street, I think it's public, is that Trump is meeting with the Teamsters today in Washington, the leadership. And last week, was it the auto workers that endorsed Biden? He went and got their endorsement. I mean, this guy's, he's clearly running, and I think he's counting on the sort of, destruction of Trump angle to succeed. And I don't think it works. To Johnny's point, there's a sort of point in an election cycle where you can start to feel where it's going and call it the energy. And the energy is all Trump. Everything is turning towards Trump. The border, the international stuff, in terms of these the inability to stop the Iranians. I mean, we lost 3 soldiers in a drone attack, and all it does is remind people of how pathetic it was when Joe Biden pulled out of Afghanistan. So, everything's trending one way, and as Johnny said, it just relies, frankly, on Joe Biden being the nominee.
And I tell you, I don't even know what difference money can make at this point. I mean, Joe's kind of everybody knows him from 50 years, and then Trump, it's like you can't get away from it. And what's the money going to do other than Biden, Trump? And so I think the average American knows who they're voting for. The undecided block's probably pretty small. And so,
but I mean, Johnny, the Johnny mantra of every week is that I'd say 2 things. One is money can get out the vote. Money can pay to get out the vote, meaning, pay workers to knock on doors and make phone calls and pull people out to vote. And number 2, I think money can pay to steal the election and to use every means. I mean, you hire lawyers and pay people to do the things they need to do. Someone talked to me. I met a man from Poland, and he said, that election was such a mess in 2020. Did you guys fix it? And I had to kind of admit, not really. I mean, not really. I mean, there wasn't a national movement by the Republicans and the Democrats to fix it and to restore confidence. Instead, we just kind of thought about it. And I think if you think that through, you say, I don't know, maybe the guys in power, incumbents of both parties, are happy with a system that is gamed against we the people.
No, it's vulnerable. I just think that there's however many, let's just say, fraudulent votes there were, I think there'll be less this time because there's been a lot more, if not the Republican Party, which they should have made that something to really hammer, then a lot of other groups have looked at trying to just make sure it's fair and everybody believes in the result. But you've also got millions of people are not going to vote for Joe again. That's the problem the Democrats have, and that's just instead of needing less fraudulent votes, they need more to put Joe over, and I don't think they're going to get that.
Well, again, Ed, what is going well for Joe Biden? What would you run on? What would you say except that Trump's the devil? Other than that, what is really, honestly, I'm very serious, what's good about this administration?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to list them except to say on behalf of the Biden administration, what I tell you is we got the media in our pocket and big tech. And so we're going to make sure that you hear things like the message that even the Wall Street Journal was writing that, Donald Trump, not a senator, is saying kill the border bill because he wants the issue. What are you talking about? That's like a side story. The story is Joe Biden changed all the rules in the first hours of his presidency, and we have a chaos. And so Joe Biden has media, and the media is also saying, and the big government. So the media is saying the economy's better. The Fed is saying they're going to cut rates. The Wall Street is participating by bumping up, And I think they're going to do a lot of that kind of stuff. And 45% of the country are going to say, I have to vote against Trump for Biden. So there you are. You're just playing for 6%. Now, I do agree with Johnny on this. There's more people that are looking up and saying, hey, I'm a first-generation, Bosnian family or a Hispanic family. This doesn't make sense. We're getting killed here. We're getting crushed on our inflation. I think you're going to get a whole bunch of black men that look up and say, man, I'm sick of being yelled at by white liberal women and all these people telling me how I'm a bad guy and I'm America's bad. And I think a lot of that, Snoop, no less an authority than Snoop Dogg over the weekend said, I got nothing but love for Trump. He pardoned guys that he said he would pardon, gang guys, I guess. And he's just a straight up guy. Well, over time, that writ large, that's a bigger factor than. But look, Joe Biden's got the power of the media and government. He's going to use them both like they've never done it before.
Well, and if I was Joe, I would say, well, keep telling people the stock market's over 38,000 because that does have an impact.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's over 38,000, but it's still going up.
Yeah, well, it's pretty amazing. It's Ed Martin, Brother Johnny. Ed's on the Tavin's Towing phone line, ESPN 93.5. And if it just me, my instincts would say, I'm not hammering Nikki Haley anymore. That's over. I'm going to hit Joe Biden. And secondly, if Taylor Swift doesn't endorse Joe Biden, I would not hit Taylor Swift. I'd say I still love her music. Wish I had a chance to talk to her. But, man, she's talented. That's what I'd say. And just don't do that.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I just got to tell you guys, whenever you see this kind of gamesmanship, I say to myself, I don't think these people know politics and campaigns. Young people don't vote. The people that vote are 55 and older. Now, I'm not saying none vote. There are some. But you're not going to turn out, the suburban women hate Trump because they've been conditioned to. Okay, that's done. Baked in. And young women, 15 to 25, they just don't vote. Who votes is 55 and older. And when you start to hear Biden talk about the Republicans are a threat to your Medicare and Social Security, which you're hearing him say, you'll notice that Trump is very clear. They're the ones bankrupting the country, Biden is, and they're the ones threatening to cut things. So I wouldn't worry about it. I think it's a distraction. I just don't think it matters. I also think when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce jumped in and some of the conservatives start to say the vaccine was bad, it's clear to me the vaccine was skewed and problematic. But I can tell you, 65 and older, they thought the vaccine was heroic. And they were thankful that Trump did it. And so don't take votes off the table for yourself because you're chasing 16 or 18-year-old girls. And they're not coming to vote. They're not waking up on Tuesday in November to vote.
Well, I got to say that Taylor Swift is now at an Elvis level because she's got a head on her shoulders. And I'm not going to be surprised if she just stays out of it because a lot of Trump voters listen to her songs.
Well, plus, I mean, it was one thing to endorse Joe Biden in 2020, but now, I mean, wouldn't that hurt you
right,
if you get behind that? Wow.
Well, she's got no reason to do it. Yeah. And I'm just not sure she's going to get drawn to that. I've got the platform. I've got to start really influencing our culture. I think she just kind of wants to, I guess, watch the Kansas City Chiefs and sell CDs.
Well, again, I agree with you guys. I think Stevie Jay's point is the best one. Is in 2020, you could say, everything's chaotic. We need somebody sane. There's a guy in the basement in Delaware who's sane. Now you can't say that, but I will say something different. You're watching Kamala Harris go across the country. You're watching Biden do it last week. Since we talked last week. And their number one theme is reproductive rights and scaring women about needing abortion and all. I just don't, again, it's baked in that a certain set of people are not going to be for a Republican ever. I just don't see that getting the energy level up, as Johnny said, for turnout. Because there's another problem. On the left, the Gaza people are saying, man, Biden was supposed to be friendly to us. He was supposed to be good to us. The open border people, suddenly they're hearing Biden say, open borders a disaster because he's desperate. And they're saying what the energy level is though. This morning there was an announcement that the 4 Obama aides, Tommy Vitters, Lefebvre, 2 other guys, by the way, all white guys, but they founded a company called Pod Bless America, and they do podcasts. And they said they're gonna spend tens of millions of dollars on get out the vote. And the quote was because one of them said no one is excited about voting for Joe Biden. That's the reality. And so they know the problem. The question is, can they get enough money to do it? And look, when Planned Parenthood gets $850 million a year from the government, they're going to have some money to turn out the vote.
Yeah, I don't think that the pro-choice issue would be my leading issue in any election, even the pro-life issue, because there's so much, and I know that's a crisis in terms of just humanity, but when you're talking about inflation, open border, day-to-day life, it's just not going to resonate, and they're not going to get this mass of people. Yes, we need to have women's rights. It's kind of been done before, and so I think they're flailing, and I don't think their machine is in the shape it needs to be in to beat Trump.
More on the Taylor Swift coming through at 359-2255. Brother Johnny is underestimating Taylor's influence, is one comment. Another one says something about really about the same when it comes to Taylor Swift and her influence. Does Ed realize Planned Parenthood is more than just abortion rights?
Yeah, I'm sure Ed.
Well, yeah. There's a video on X today that there's about a 300-pound African American woman saying that virginity is a construct. It's you can decide to give up your virginity by all sorts of things other than what we would usually define it, and that's Planned Parenthood. The 3-minute video, the woman looks like a lunatic. And I mean, actually, you have to say that's a groomer. That's the definition of a groomer. So I agree. Planned Parenthood is doing a lot more. They're also making big money off of the drugs for gender transformation. That's one of the things Planned Parenthood's business model contemplates. So, by the way, one sentence on Taylor Swift. I'm not underestimating her influence. She has a huge reach. I'm telling you that 18 to 30-year-old people don't vote by percentage. When you chase that vote, you don't win elections. You chase hard the vote of 55 and older, both sexes, and you win elections. So that's what I mean. She'll have a huge impact.
Yeah, I gotta say, too, in my defense, I know she has influence, but the impact that she would have is what I don't think would be.
All right, last thought. The Chicago is the host of the Democratic National Convention.
Oh my gosh! And I remember 1968. Not again.
Well, and if I see this blank stage and through the curtain comes Michelle Obama, we lose.
I don't think she can. I don't think she can win the election.
I think she could win.
No,
I think they just froth at the mouth that the Obamas are back.
I don't. Well, sure, some would. I don't think that would work. It's too big a risk for the Obama. Why would the Obamas risk that?
Exactly. That's right.
Well, that's
exactly right. If by chance Trump wins, they've already published in the NBC and other places their plan to tie him upside. They'll make the Russia hoax look like a amateur hour in terms of just tying up his administration, and they'll plan the next person, and it'll be an Obama person coming in. By the way, just one quick thing. One thing that's such a lie. Right now, they're pretending that Nikki Haley has a chance. She's down 60 points in all the polls. She's not on the ballot in Nevada. I mean, she actually didn't file her paperwork.
I knew
but
that.
By the way, you got this Phillips guy running as a Democrat, and you got RFK Jr. gaining lots and lots of votes at the expense of Joe Biden. You notice they stopped talking about that because what's happening is he put three. If RFK goes to this independent, RFK gets like 23%. Biden gets 33%, and Trump gets 46%. It's game over. So and no one is covering. They think Nikki Haley, wow, put her on all the shows. Joe Biden's got a problem in his party, and they're not covering it because they think it'll go away. My point is, in Chicago, 68. It hadn't gone away. It was a problem for the Democrats. I predict it will be again.
All right, Ed, how can people connect with Ed Martin?
At Eagle Ed Martin on X, and active there. Lots happening today, especially. And then over at phyllisschlafly.com, phyllisschlafly.com, all of our writings of our great organization and our great founder.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Ed. Thanks for being on.
All right, Ed. Great to hear your voice, buddy. Hang in there.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
That's Ed Martin out near the swamp, if not in the swamp.
Absolutely.
But he's not of the swamp. Well, you keep hearing about a strange, volatile market in real estate. If you're buying, you need an agent like Nate Evans who can negotiate the best deal possible for you, like he did for Stephanie. She just bought a new home, said nobody knows how to negotiate better. And there's no one that knows the real estate market better than Nate Evans.
Nate Evans of the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty can get you that immediate cash offer on your home. There's flexible fees as you sell your home for the most money possible. Get things going. Call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans, a friend you can trust. 217-239-7113. Just go online and right in the middle of that page there, get home value as you enter your address and see what happens. You can see if we are in the market. Do we need to upgrade? Talk with your partner about how things are looking. It's an online search away. NateEvansGroup.com.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to the NateEvansGroup.com.
If you want a hand-cut, perfectly cooked filet, there's only one place to get it, the Long Branch Steakhouse in downtown Gifford. Customers rave about Donnie's fillets, so tender that you can cut it with your fork. Don't go to an ordinary steakhouse, choose Long Branch and have it your way. Join the many people who know that it's worth the trip. The Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown Gifford. And remember, there's always room for Long Branch.
A free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank gives you access to our Rewards Saver account, which earns you an exceptional 4.07 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. That's right, 4.07 APY. How do you qualify for free rewards checking with access to Rewards Saver? It's simple. Make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's as easy as that. No monthly service fees or minimum balance required. In addition to Rewards Saver access, a rewards checking account includes ATM fee refunds up to $20. When you're ready to make the most of your money, switch to Rewards Checking and Rewards Saver from Fisher National. See monthly requirements at any branch or FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities. Exceptional people. Member FDIC.
The world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. The Circus Sports Illinois app is ready for action. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
When you're buying a battery, it's important to look beyond just the price and make sure you're buying a quality battery. So when you're buying one from the big box store, make sure you ask the question, what's the date on this battery? Is it dependable? Sometimes the big box stores have batteries that have been sitting on the shelf for years. Or you can just come to Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable, and buy your battery from the people who only do batteries. Interstate Batteries at 2504 North Madison, Champaign. Way out there, but totally worth the drive. How much is dependable worth to you? Interstate Batteries open 6 days a week.
Well, they're brought to you by Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You want a real estate insurance agent guy that's going to be there? It's Kurt Lenschow. ESPN 93.5.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Ambas Saturday, fairly quiet and eventful spell of weather to continue on with a nice moderation in temperatures, downright mild for late January. Welcome to February tomorrow. And overall, again, can't complain about this stretch of wintertime so far. No sign of any significant moisture till sometime late next week or beyond. Mainly cloudy skies for the day today. However, a couple of sneak peeks of sun can't be ruled out. 43 light west wind becoming partly cloudy tonight. Patchy late night fog down to 31. Tomorrow, February 1st, patchy fog early on, then turning milder in the afternoon, a partly cloudy sky, and 51. Winds will shift to the north-northeast tomorrow night, low down to 37. Partly sunny, the high around 50 still for the day Friday. Quiet weather for the weekend. Temperatures into the low and mid-50s Saturday and Sunday with highs of 45 to 50. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Next significant round of probably rain shower activity due in for late next week as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting at Beetlejuice, Greg Solgay.
Well, Johnny, you need a new TV. Steve Suderman at Good Vibes. They've been there over 50 years, man.
That's where you go. I know that.
That's where you go. They know how to do it. How are you, bud?
Hey, I'm good. There's only 2 Wednesdays left to, brag about big TVs on sale. For the last couple of weeks, it's been fun to watch Samsung and LG and Sony kind of play chess with what models they're going to push over one the other, and they're reacting to each other. But they all have healthy inventory, and nobody's overloaded. So they're walking that tightrope. They all want to have empty barns when the new models start coming out, which is April, May. So it's a fun game to watch. But right now, 85 and 86-inch TVs are getting the most love of anything. Those are the deepest discounts out there because the big game brings out the biggest deals. 65s as well because that's the highest volume model. 75s are a little hit and miss, but the 77-inch OLED, which is, if I would needed a new set, that's what I would buy today, but I don't need one. But $22.99, it's just unbelievable for the LG. It's so good. Looks like you could just eat the picture like ice cream. I mean, it is that cool.
This is the 31st. The 11th is the big game. Can I get it in by then if I call you today? If I get in there?
Oh, heck yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right now we are still in good shape for getting delivery, even mounted on the wall, whatever, between now and then. It'll tighten up as we get close. But, Big Sound is on sale as well.
Yeah.
All the sound bars from Klipsch, Bulk Audio, Sonos, they're somewhere around 20% off for this event. Everybody wants a piece of this action because it's big action. Sony receivers, and I've got one Marantz receiver that is $1,000 off. You have to call me for the price because I can't say it out loud.
Wow.
But, it's pretty nuts. Sale time. It's fun.
No, get in there. The Good Vibes is next to the driver's license facility there at Round Barn in Champaign. Your store looks great. Your screens are on display. They can hear the whole thing. They can see some of the big TVs we've been talking about. And you got people that can install them that have been around over 50 years. When you were loading boxes, when you had whatever, the Fu Manchu, you probably were listening to this group at times.
Nice. B-52.
Remember the B-52?
Oh, Rock Lobster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I had the window down, had his elbow out like the old days, Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
there's Steve.
Beehive haircut.
Beehive, yeah, the whole thing, man. How can people find you, Mr. Suderman?
We are next door to the driver's license facility at 2010 Round Barn. We're at gvibes.com virtually. Call me up at 351-0909.
I want to see your cat online again. Come on, man. Put it back up.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I wish you were doing better. That cat's near the end of the trail, I'm afraid.
Oh, no.
boy.
Hey, buddy,
Yeah.
thanks for your time. We appreciate you, Steve.
All right, Steve. All right. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah, the old B-52.
That's right.
All right, the news will be next. We'll be back. It's coming up on 8 o'clock.
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping, whether it be window tinting, vinyl wrapping, anything of that sort, or somebody with just ambition that wants to show up to work and be proud of what they do. You know those wraps with Troy Lands on the back waving at you? That's our work. Call us, 833-DECAL-IT, or email office@aftershockdd.com. We want you.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
President Biden will go where he's been urged to go for a year. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, East Palestine, Ohio.
The leader of our country did not show up to the greatest catastrophe of 2023. And now he's going to show up because it is an election year.
DJ Oakley's a business owner in East Palestine, where Saturday will mark 1 year since the toxic train derailment. We don't yet know exactly when the president will visit.
You know, the frustrating part is he's going to see empty buildings. And because businesses have left, you know, we're out of our building. We had to move. It was either adapt or die.
Fox's Peter Ducey's at the White House.
Once residents eventually returned, the EPA tried to reassure them that the air and the water was safe, but there have been a lot of publicly shared concerns about illnesses now for months and the whole time. Even though there have been tons of trips to Delaware and vacations in Lake Tahoe and St. Croix, we've been told that a trip to Ohio was just Too much.
Well, President Biden says he's decided how the U.S. will retaliate to the attack on a base in Jordan, killing 3 American soldiers, blamed on Iran-backed militants. Iran warns if it's attacked, there will be a decisive response. And today, a U.S. Navy destroyer shot down another anti-ship missile fired by militants Iran supports in Yemen.
The Houthis say they will continue attacking American and British Navy vessels in the Red Sea, acts they claim are in self-defense. The US and the UK have launched strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen in response to the rebel group firing on commercial shipping traffic.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. House Republicans advanced with a committee vote last night articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, accusing him of allowing record illegal immigration. All Democrats oppose it, and Congressman Eric Swalwell tells Republicans
any shortcomings that Mayorkas may have, frankly, are your fault. He's asking for authorities to do more, to have more border agents, to have more resources.
The full House will consider impeachment next. America's listening to Fox News.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks Vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower use for adults only.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
In addition to all the migrants who've crossed the border illegally, leading to the Mayorkas impeachment push in Congress, there is a lot of concern about fentanyl and other drugs being smuggled in, and a trafficking network has been busted up.
The FBI says 12 defendants are in custody and 7 fugitives are still outstanding, connected to an alleged international drug trafficking conspiracy.
With this takedown, we've eliminated a major funnel of drugs into our country and also into Canada.
U.S. Attorney Martina Estrada announcing charges against a Canadian national accused of purchasing drugs from suppliers in Mexico and in Los Angeles, using a network of truck drivers to transport them.
They would use long-haul semi-trucks to move those drugs up through the United States and into Canada.
Officials seizing hundreds of kilograms of methamphetamine, cocaine, and approximately 20 kilograms of fentanyl. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
In 2 hours, FBI Director Christopher Wray will testify at the House that Chinese government hackers keep targeting water and electricity and other U.S. infrastructure, calling it a big threat. A California teenager is jailed in Florida, accused of what's called swatting, calling police to falsely report a crime in progress.
Deputies in Seminole County, Florida, outside Orlando, now have 17-year-old Alan Winston Fillion in jail. He's been extradited from Lancaster, California on charges he made a swatting call, posing as a mass shooter at a mosque. He even uses sound effects. The 911 call is disturbing.
All right, and...
Hello, what's up? Hello, what's up? Hello, what's up?
Those gunshots were not real, but deputies needed to make sure the mosque wasn't being attacked. Fillion is being charged as an adult. In Broward County, Florida, Eben Brown, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed before the opening bell and ahead of a Fed interest rate decision later today. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, the part of Give Kids a Smile Day on February 10. Parkland College hosting several volunteer dentists and hygienists in Champaign County to give kids free dental services. Services provided from 8 a.m. to noon at the Parkland College Dental Hygienic Clinic in Champaign at 2400 West Bradley Avenue. A 60,000-piece puzzle coming together across Champaign-Urbana over the course of the past 2 months. University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign Library inviting members of the campus and local community to join together to complete the world's largest puzzle titled What a Wonderful World. Eastern Illinois Food Bank's Foodmobile making its way through Champaign County for food distributions February 6 and 9. The Foodmobile is a food pantry on wheels. It allows EIF to give nutritious food directly to families in underserved and rural areas. It will travel through southern Champaign County February 6, northern Champaign County February 9. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim Miller, 806 ESPN 93.5. It's our buddy Greg Solier, meteorologist, brought to you by Carl.
Life is unexpected, and when it comes to your health, Carl will be there to help you through it all. From everything from convenient care to advanced diagnostics, you can count on Carl for whatever comes your way. Learn more at carl.org.
I got Brad Underwood and Dane Danger and Marcus Damask and Ty Rogers. I got clips from the ball game. Illinois wins 87-75, a road win. That's always good.
Yep.
Meteorologist Greg Solier, my friend. It's wonderful to end January on such a mild note.
Yes, all is well and good in Weatherland as well here relative to the time of year. A little muddy, a little sloppy out there coming off the snow melt and the rains of late, but who's to complain? If that's the worst of it for now, so be it. And the dry time here that takes us well into the middle part of next week, allowing for those streams and rivers to ease on down quite nicely. A little sliver of sun in the visible satellite picture, none too far southeast of us, maybe up to about Georgetown, a little south of Danville right now, and down over the southeastern part of the state, but that'll be filling on in and a fair amount of clouds that extend back into parts of the western Corn Belt. So for the day today, another mild one, but mostly cloudy skies. Sneak peek of sun as the late morning and afternoon wears on at best. 43 today. Little patchy fog as skies break tonight. 31. Tomorrow, little patchy fog to start off, then turning milder in the afternoon. Southwest breeze will help, and 51. We'll bottom out in the 30s tomorrow night. Partly sunny northeast to east wind, and 50 for the day on Friday. Healthy weather system for California, the southern plains. Johnny's place gets beat up, at least with severe weather and heavy rainfall in some of those flood-ravaged areas. But us, we just stay in that northeast wind flow and well north of that system for the weekend. Again, 50 on Friday, 54 Saturday, 52 on Sunday, 45 to 50. Still mild Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Next, likelihood of rain, not snow, rain, late next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
As a political commentator, young voice is Stephen Kent. Are you there?
I sure am. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you on. Brother Johnny along with Diane Ducey. I am Stevie J. On the Tammins Towing phone line, it's Stephen Kent. You say Independent's going to have a big voice here in this election coming up.
Yeah, well,
I mean, Johnny said last hour he didn't think there are too many undecideds anymore either. You're trying to pick the lane.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Stephen? You're the expert.
Yeah, well, independent voters are this thing that we hear about every single year, every election, and it's been increasing for at least the past 2 decades. It used to be the case that about 35% of the American adult electorate in 2010 identified themselves as independent or unaffiliated. As of today, that number sits somewhere around 45%. That's a huge increase in the amount of people who have ditched the Republican and Democratic parties to, go their own way and call themselves unaffiliated, because the two brands of those two major parties are not great. They don't represent the median American view on most issues. However, I also think that we overblow this narrative about the movability of these so-called independent voters, because other statistics have shown that 75% of these people are lean R or lean D voters, who almost always reliably vote one way or the other. They are just disenchanted with party politics, but they're not going to vote for the other team. And that right there is one of the big, I think, misdirections in American politics, the idea that a lot of people are up for grabs. I'm not so sure it's really true.
What happens if Joe Manchin gets in? What happens if RFK Jr. gets in? What does that do?
Gosh, your guess is as good as mine, but I do think it amounts to chaos of some kind. There are, again, a lot of American voters who say that they are interested in another option. But that option is going to have to come in the form of someone who's not running as a Republican or a Democrat. Again, with those lean R, lean D voters, I'm a lean R independent. I tend to vote R. I am not going to vote for anyone running under the modern Democratic banner, right? I'm not actually up for grabs for the ideology that they are selling and the brand of that party.
Well, wait, Stephen, wouldn't you think the progressives, I mean, they'd never do it because they'd obviously kill the Democratic Party, but if the progressives went off on their own because they're so far left, and they're interrupting Joe Biden 14 times when he tries to speak about, what's going on in Gaza. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's what's happened. The Democratic is not the same Democratic Paul Simon.
Well, I think, Stephen, that the progressives have pulled the Democrats to where that other alternative of third party is going to come from the moderate Democrats with the moderate Republicans, just like you would expect. Mm-hmm. And then you have a three-way. But I do think the current Republican backers of Donald Trump, for example, well, that's a poor example. That's just a one-off. But that would be the bigger group if there was any kind of split. I think any kind of alternative candidate is going to benefit Trump.
The regressives that you mentioned, sort of the young radicals who disrupt Biden and other Democratic speakers, these individuals are the ones who, even more than folks older than them, identify as independent or unaffiliated. They are like socialists. They don't really like the Democratic Party brand. But I will tell you, every single election, if they vote at all, they will vote for the Democrat because they don't want to vote for the quote-unquote fascist Republican or some nonsense like that. I just don't think we should take these independent labels too seriously, especially from young people. These are the same individuals whose LGBTQ identification doubled from 11% to 22% in the past 3 years, according to Pew. These people just like to call themselves whatever makes them feel special, but they can reliably always end up voting for the Democratic candidate until their lives change, until they get older and have more taxes to pay and kids to take care of.
All right, last question. Will Joe Biden go the distance? Will they pick somebody else like Michelle Obama? And who would Donald Trump pick as a vice president?
I absolutely believe Joe Biden is not going to stick in until November. I don't know if they're going to push him out or if he will step gracefully aside, but there is just no way. This Michelle Obama rumor that's been going around, I think it is more plausible than the pundits on TV would have you believe. So mark my word. Joe Biden.
All right. What about Joe? What about Donald Trump? What about a vice president?
Running mate.
Gosh, I have no idea, to be honest. I would be equally interested in seeing him pick someone like Stefanik, and he might even just go down to Florida and grab Matt Gaetz. Who knows? But I think Stefanik is the front.
I've heard Taylor Swift, but anyway, no, I'm just kidding.
Or Tim Scott or Ben Carson.
I like Ben Carson, man. I love Ben Carson.
Yeah.
Hey, Stephen Kent, how can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Stephen Kent X. That's Stephen with a PH, Kent X.
Appreciate your time. Thanks so much, Stephen, on the Tavin's Towing phone line.
Well, with a group like Young Voices, we should have asked him about the Taylor Swift influence that we were talking about earlier.
I think stats show that 18 to 30 aren't voting much.
That's right.
But, you know.
Hey, I might start John Elon X. I like that X. Now I'm thinking of being on Twitter, which I'm not. John Elon X.
Hey, Illinois won last night.
I'm excited about this one. Dane Deja, Ty Rogers, both were huge tonight. We've been on Coleman's back for a long time. Coleman's been such a dominant player for us on both ends of the court. Dane hasn't gotten a ton of minutes with the way we've been playing, and for him to answer the call and be ready speaks volumes to who he is as a person and what a great teammate he is.
Dane Danger.
It's always good. We come get a good road game, win. I feel like that was big for us in our schedule coming up. I feel like this one was key for us. These games are back to back, so we just been staying with it, practicing hard every day, and just showing up. So
how about Mr. Double-Double, Ty Rogers?
Yep. I think just being aggressive, just being in those spots. We have guys like TJ and Marcus and Justin. They're so good at getting downhill. They're going to call us too, and me just finding that spot and being able to go up and finish or get fouled.
Another great game for Marcus Damask.
We're way better when Terrence does what he did. Just his ability in transition, it takes so much pressure off of our half-court offense, and he's a freak athlete. Just find him and he goes. It's easy. Yeah, I think it's just day by day in practice. He's slowly kind of finding his rhythm, gaining his confidence back. It's hard taking a break where everybody else is playing like the game reps. It's hard to come back. I've had injuries where I struggled coming back. So I mean, I know, like, I feel where he's at, and it just takes a little time. But, like, I'm not worried. I know he's getting there, and obviously he showed he's there tonight.
Well, Terrence Shannon Jr. with 23 points, tied with Marcus Domask, lead the team with his 23, but 5 from Terrence Shannon Jr. in the first half and then 18 in the second half, so really came on fire. And both Marcus and Terrence, 6 for 6 on the free throw line for Terrence Shannon Jr., 8 for 8 for Marcus Domask. So at least they're coming through when it comes to the foul shots. Indiana over Iowa 74-68. Michigan State beat Michigan for the 700th career victory for Tom Izzo, who also celebrated his birthday yesterday. The final was 81-62 over Michigan. Michigan is who our women will play in Ann Arbor tonight at 6. Now, when it comes to our Illini, we're back at home at 5:30 in the State Farm Center on Sunday against Nebraska. And we do have some games to look forward to tonight. I know that we had some upsets with South Carolina taking down number 5 Tennessee and Georgia Tech over number 3 North Carolina yesterday. The Bulls will be in action against Charlotte. They lost to the Toronto Raptors yesterday, 118-107, but Io got 21 points in that game. So go Illini for Io back in action and looking good. Boston over the Pacers, 129-124. Also trending is our Super Bowl in Kansas City and San Francisco. And Johnny, you still haven't really, given us a picture.
It's going to be Kansas City.
How can you beat Travis?
Yeah,
I mean, how can you beat those guys?
Patrick Mahomes. You can't beat Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl.
All right.
She's never lost a Super Bowl.
All right, 2 factors, health and wealth, are undeniably intertwined. Both contribute to overall life satisfaction. With the help of Busey Wealth Management, you can navigate both wellness and security, providing the freedom and peace of mind to pursue everything else that life has to offer. According to the Employee Benefit Research Institute, a 65-year-old married couple on Medicare with medium prescription drugs would need about $265,000 to have a 90% chance of covering medical expenses in retirement. Why don't you plan for some long-term help? They'll sit down with you, no cost or obligation, but they'll help you through this process. But plan for long-term wealth. You have to save for emergencies, save for retirement, plans for emergencies with proper insurance, health savings accounts. It's all there with Busey, and they've been around doing this for a very long time. Expert advice in developing your long-term wealth plan. Schedule a meeting with a member of Busey's wealth management team at Busey.com. Put a plan in place. You have some peace of mind. Investment products and services are not FDIC insured. May lose value, no bank guarantee. I continue to say save.
Mm-hmm.
Save some more because, Johnny, I
Easier said than done.
Shad Khan could spend everything he had in a day if he planned for it. He'd buy a major league team, an NBA team, another football team.
Anybody could, almost.
Yeah, spend everything he got, yeah. Well, yeah. I think Elon Musk might have a little bit of a challenge to get all that spent. All right, check your weather. ESPN 93.5 with Greg Solier and a mild finish to January. Right on.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Avis Saturday. Not much in the way of sunshine expected for the day today. Sneak peek, but a little more of it expected for the day tomorrow and going forward right on into next week. And a mild Pacific airflow expected as well, with temperatures well above average. Next weather maker, probably a rain one due in late next week. In the meantime, mainly cloudy for the day today. A little sneak peek of sun here and there. 43 this afternoon. Average high this time of the year still in the lower 30s, so not bad. Light west wind becoming partly cloudy tonight. Patchy late night fog though. Low down to 31. Maybe a little foggy frost here early tomorrow. Then a milder partly cloudy afternoon and 51 down to the 30s tomorrow night. Northeast to east wind and 50 with a partly sunny Friday. Quiet weather for the weekend and seasonally mild as well. Up to 54 Saturday, 52 on Sunday. Highs between 45 and 50. Dry weather continues on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and a few showers and for late next week, Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Private businesses hired a lot fewer people this month than analysts were expecting. According to the report from payroll processor ADP, 107,000 people found jobs versus the 145,000 expected. Pay also fell a bit from last month, and December's hires also got revised downward. And Visa is being sued by consumers who accuse it of failing to make some prepaid gift cards less vulnerable to thieves who carry out a scam known as card draining. According to the complaint, the non-reloadable debit card cards can be opened by thieves who record the account information, then reseal the card without being detected. Thieves then monitor a website to learn when money's been loaded and make purchases using the stolen account information. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network. Listen to the all-new Brett Baier podcast featuring Common Ground, talking to lawmakers weekly from opposite sides of the political spectrum about the issues of the day and how Americans can find common ground in a politicized world.
That's just not happening on Capitol Hill. It takes leadership, right?
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Along with all your Brett Baier favorites like the campaign, the candidates, the all-star panel, and much more. Available now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Is your birthday in January? Well, get ready to rev up the celebration. Clay Dooley Tire and Auto is giving you a free oil change during your birthday month. That's right, a special treat to keep your wheels spinning smoothly as you celebrate another fantastic year. Don't miss out on this incredible birthday offer. Schedule your complimentary oil change at either the Champaign or Bloomington locations. Since 1917, Clay Dooley Tire and Auto has been your go-to for driving with confidence. In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
All right, a couple things about the win last night. Number one, how many times has Illinois won in Columbus since Bill Clinton was president?
Oh, boy.
1998, how many times have the Fighting Illini won in Columbus since 1998?
That's like 26 years.
Yeah, long time.
Well, we didn't win that one when we went 29-1 because we got robbed. But anyway,
I see.
I always am going to blame somebody when we lose because I'm no better sport than Bob Knight or Woody Hayes.
Illinois has only won 4 times now, 5 since 1998 in Columbus. So that was I don't care what kind of team they have. It's always hard to win on the road, so I'll take it. I'm excited about that. Secondly, haven't said anything about Coleman. Coleman Hawkins got a technical. It really hurt the team. We were up 10. He got his 3rd foul and jumped up and down, and they called it a technical. Then he got his 4th foul because that's a technical foul.
Shoot.
I thought they didn't count as a personal foul.
It counted as a personal foul, and he had to go to the bench for the pretty much the last 10 minutes of the game. So anyway, it's
is that why Danger played more?
Yeah. And so what Stephen Bardo, I thought, made the right point. It was probably a reputation technical because he's been doing that all season, and he's talking back too much.
Well, they
teed him up, and it didn't hurt us last night, but he's got to hang in there and not do that again.
This is a little touchy, but did he foul him or not? Not that it matters, but
I don't think people think Coleman doesn't think he's ever fouled anybody. So I think that's probably right.
I've just noticed a few times he's been right, and he's got such quick hands. And
he's so good. Yeah. Listen, he's the key to our ball club, and he's terrific. But in an NCAA game, we can't have that happen.
Yeah, I didn't realize they made him count towards your personal foul.
that was very. He has to be on the floor, but he's a terrific talent. Melissa Corwright, how are you?
Actually, it's Cedar King, a caseworker at See You at Home is called in. Hi, Cedar.
Cedar, how are you?
I am doing well. Thanks for having me on.
I was looking at one thing, and I should have been looking at another. Okay, so you've got your big event coming up, right?
Yeah, we're pretty excited. We have the One Winter Night event, which is actually 2 nights. The Friday night is the event where people spend the night outdoors for the Outdoor Challenge. And then Saturday night is a silent auction, and it's going to be at the venue CU in downtown Champaign.
Nice. And the venue CU downtown Champaign is also kind of the headquarters for the Friday night experience between 7 and 10 p.m., right?
Yes, absolutely.
So tell us what you do, Cedar.
So I work with, we do a lot of things. Since we're a small organization, we all tend to wear a lot of hats. But I work with our residents, people we serve directly, and we work on really any issue that's keeping them homeless, keeping them from being housed. And our philosophy is we want this to be a one-way trip where we work with people and we work on the issues that are keeping them from being self-sustaining. And so the idea is after they've been in our program, they're not going to be homeless again. And so that's the hope anyway.
7 locations now for See You at Home?
Yeah, so we actually have 7 homes, and this is, I think, one of the great things about our program, because one of the first things we've noticed is we've taken people with mental health issues, substance abuse issues, all kinds of different issues, and we put them in a house environment. Then suddenly they seem to thrive, as opposed to warehousing them in a big shelter.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's something about the safety and security of being in a house that kind of lights the motivation up for a lot of our people.
Well, one reason we wanted to reach out is we're hearing about these Purdue, Illinois game tickets, 4 of them and a parking pass.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
No, this is crazy. These were donated, 4 tickets to Purdue, Illinois game and a parking pass. And we've also just found out that the athletic department is going to allow the winners to be down on the floor when the Illini come in out of the locker room before the game. Yeah,
that's amazing. If you get a look at Zach Eady, the center for Purdue, he's only 7'4", 305. So, I mean, he's just a
monster,
man mountain. I mean, he's one of the biggest humans ever. So that's awesome. So people can obviously have a chance at that for some money, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way to enter that raffle is to make a $25 donation to One Winter Night, and they can go to our website, seeyouathome.us, and find the link for One Winter Night, and they can make that $25 donation and enter the raffle for the...
Or they can give $1,000 and get 40 chances, right?
There you
can
go.
do that, right?
Well, why wait? Why limit to 1,000?
Okay.
Why not go 10,000?
Yeah, domination.
I really want to win it.
Honey, did we win? No. Hey, so how can people learn more about what you're doing, Cedar?
So give us a call. We'd love to talk with people. The other thing is go to our website, go to our Facebook page. All those ways are great ways to find out more about the program. And all the staff here, we're just so excited about the work that we do. We love telling people about the work that we do. Awesome. So it's so it's almost like a teenage kid with a garage band. You know, we're just so excited about the work that we do.
Well, that's passion and great work, great cause. Appreciate all that you do, Cedar. Thanks for jumping on and telling everybody about this.
Oh, thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Cedar King, again, See You at Home, big weekend.
Yep, seeyouathome.us for details on One Winter Night, and then the auction the next day. It's coming up Friday and Saturday.
Get ready for the 8th annual Champaign-Urbana Area Restaurant Week. Over 9 days, we will eat our hearts out at local restaurants that span the world. Make your reservations early or get out anytime during a restaurant's open hours from January 26th through February 3rd. Don't forget to share your pictures and experience with hashtag CU Restaurant Week for a chance to win a $100 gift card to your Champaign-Urbana Area restaurant of choice. For more information on this exciting upcoming event, visit experiencecu.org.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. A late-night House Homeland Committee Homeland Security Committee vote advances articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas.
Chairman Mark Green accused Mayorkas of refusing to enforce immigration laws.
It's actually willful. This isn't about actually solving the problem for my Republican colleagues. It is about having an issue.
Congressman Seth Magaziner urged Republicans to instead stop blocking legislation to address problems at the border.
Fox's Carmen Roberts. A Delaware judge sides with suing shareholders and kills Elon Musk's $56 billion Tesla pay package.
Kathleen McCormick, in her decision, calling the process leading to the approval deeply flawed, citing the billionaire's close relationship to Tesla's board. After the ruling, Musk tweeted, "Never incorporate your company in the state of Delaware."
Fox's Lillian Wu. America's listening to Fox News.
See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Amazing selection, price, and style on hardwoods, laminates, carpet, and tile. Low prices on high fashion. Step up the flooring that gets a wow reaction. See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Flooring Surface is your first stop.
Flooring Surfaces now offers beautiful window fashions. Our interior design team will custom fit shade, shutters, and blinds to any size opening. Visit the showroom to see the latest fashions from Graber and Hunter Douglas, or request an in-home consultation. Whether it's floors or windows, Flooring Surfaces has you covered. See us today at 401 Mercury Drive in Champaign.
See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Flooring Surface is your first stop.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Here's a look at local news. Federal prosecutors pushing for prison time for the longtime chief of staff of former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan. Prosecutors asked a judge yesterday to give Tim Mapes between 51 and 63 months behind bars for lying under oath to protect his old boss. Mapes found guilty in August of providing false material testimony under oath. First responders holding a joint training exercise in Champaign. Exercise takes place around First Christian Church on Staley Road. It's meant to help first responders prepare for rapid response emergency scenarios and mutual aid needs that may occur in Champaign County. New funding from the state looking to combat food insecurity and food deserts. State officials announced the grant funding last week. The money going to be given to local grocers for energy-efficient equipment upgrades. The goal is to combat food deserts and insecurity and preserve access to fresh food. Gas prices around the state remaining steady. Shop around for the best prices. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, Restaurant Week, Houlihan's part of that.
Yeah, I love all the special offerings some of our area restaurants are doing, especially Houlihan's at First and St. Mary. And keep in mind, every Thursday from 6 to 8, it's live in the lounge. So as we begin February, it's Leon Lewis with Nicole Duo. So you might want to check out the music tomorrow and enjoy Restaurant Week at Houlihan's.
The Logan at 1. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and vicinity, fairly quiet and eventful spell of weather to continue on with a nice moderation in temperatures, downright mild for late January. Welcome to February tomorrow. And overall, again, can't complain about this stretch of wintertime so far. No sign of any significant moisture till sometime late next week or beyond. Mainly cloudy skies for the day today. However, a couple of sneak peeks of sun can be ruled out. 43 light west wind becoming partly cloudy tonight. Patchy late night fog down to 31. Tomorrow, February 1st, patchy fog early on, then turning milder in the afternoon, a partly cloudy sky, and 50 31. Winds will shift to the north-northeast tomorrow night, low down to 37. Partly sunny, the high around 50 still for the day Friday. Quiet weather for the weekend. Temperatures into the low and mid-50s Saturday and Sunday with highs of 45 to 50. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Next significant round of probably rain shower activity due in for late next week as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting at Beetlejuice, Greg Solgay.
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping, whether it be window tinting, vinyl wrapping, anything of that sort, or somebody with just ambition that wants to show up to work and be proud of what they do. You know those wraps with Troy Lands on the back waving at you? That's our work. Call us, 833-DECAL-IT, or email office@aftershockdd.com. We want you.
Hi, this is Troy Lands from Lands Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. With colder temperatures here, let's make sure your heating system is operating at its best. At Lands, you can join our comfort family and get exclusive savings and support to keep your heating system in tip-top shape this winter and all year round. Our plans offer tune-ups, discounts on repair, and even lifetime system enhancements. Plus, we back up our equipment with labor warranty when we install it. Find out more about our comfort family maintenance plans at landsinc.com. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan in place, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
ILLINI. Cheer on the Illini and Pia's. The pregame fun starts at Pia's Sports Bar and Grill. Pia serves up its famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger along with great wings and so much more. Enjoy 350 22-ounce light and course light drafts every home and away Illini game. Watch the game at Pia's or ride the free shuttle to all home games. You'll find it all at Pia's with live video gaming, sports, food, drinks, and fun. See you at Pia's, West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
All right, 8:39.
Had to take in a little Pia's yesterday to watch the.
Oh, you went, huh? You went.
And we had our friend Josh going to Pia's, too.
Remember him as Josh, the prize guy in Q96. Josh Liskowski, now one of the best tour guides in the world.
Yes, sir.
Number one, according to the latest rankings. Josh, well done.
Thank you, Stevie.
Nice to see you. So where are you? You're just a little in kind of a quiet time, but then it gets nuts in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, go nonstop February through June. I think
nonstop. What does nonstop mean?
I think I have a day off in March and 2 days in April.
Seriously?
I'm serious.
So it's talking about 30 days a month?
Yep, completely.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
7 a.m. to 10 p.m. with
7 a.m. to 10 p.m. What are the ages?
11 to 13 are my passengers.
Okay. How many chaperones on a 50-seat bus?
It depends. Sometimes 4, sometimes 10.
But once they're off the bus, you're done for a minute?
No, I get off the bus with them. Then we go see the sights together.
So you're touring and explaining stuff, and the 7 people in the back that are not even listening, you just keep talking.
No, I'm getting them to listen.
Wow, so you're a teacher.
It's like controlling a classroom.
You're a teacher.
I am a teacher.
Except it goes from 7 to 10 p.m.
7 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's like 3 or 4 people to replace you right now, Josh. So you're looking good.
And I realize you can make, as they say, you can make coin in this business, but that's a lot of time.
Yeah, well, it's not really work, I mean, I did radio for a long time, and I don't know. I mean, it was work, but it's not like, it's not like going to the construction yard.
No, well, people who enjoy that, it's not working. If you find something you like to do,
that's true.
That's right.
That's
You're
true.
not working.
That's
You're
exactly
having
right.
a good time.
I stay young because I'm taught all the TikTok trends, and I can play the marshmallow game. And yeah, you guys don't know what the marshmallow game is.
I want to know how many people can name a Taylor Swift song. Johnny and I can't.
Yes, I can.
I can't.
You
I don't
can?
know.
Style.
I can't name one Taylor Swift song. I would recognize it because I don't play her songs. I could recognize the tune, but I wouldn't know the title.
I would be kicked off the bus if I didn't play "Welcome to New York" by Taylor Swift when we arrived in New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I would be playing, Frank Sinatra. Is that current? I mean, I've got
Well,
that.
I do play that too.
Okay.
The kids are like, "What's that?"
Yeah, and New York State of Mind.
Even that is
Real artist Billy
kids
Joel.
are like, "What's that?"
Oh yeah. No, so what is the most challenging part of a travel guy like you?
Making sure that people don't use the restroom on the motor coach.
Well, that's probably important.
I like to say, students, how many of you have a checking or a savings account? And they raise their hand, and I tell them, I say, look, when you go to the bank and make a deposit, you hope that your money collects interest, right? Well, I tell them that's the same situation with the bathroom on the bus, but it's not the good kind of interest.
Emergency only. Then.
Emergency only.
I gotcha. And usually, do you have the same drivers, or do you know?
No,
okay,
no,
different.
no,
so that matters. The personality of the driver. Sometimes, if they're really fun, it's fun. If it's not,
most of them are
pretty good.
Yeah,
because they're driving around all this traffic and all that stuff. Where they park and crowded and
well, that's my job to figure it out. So
yikes, Josh, I'm so happy for you.
It's like taking adults on tour, except for their minds aren't.
So what are the?
Developed.
Is it all high school? Or is grade school?
8th grade mainly.
Eighth grade. I remember. We went to Turkey Run my 8th grade year. Josh was not a guide.
I was not a guide then.
Seriously, you couldn't find a better, more knowledgeable guide than Josh. I'm positive. You're fantastic.
Well, and so many of our listeners have checked out your Chicago Wandella tour on the architectural tour. Talk about that chapter.
Yeah, I'm on the boats in Chicago, so I ride up and down the river and tell stories about architecture.
Fun stuff.
I'm just a storyteller. Years of radio helps.
Well, you're good, my friend. It's a pleasure to see you.
It's great to see you.
Always a
great
pleasure.
To see
Josh Leskowski, 843 on ESPN 93.5.
Join the team with the Urbana Park District hiring and the job fair Thursday, February 8th, starting at 5. Seasonal work, part-time work. Join the Urbana Park District crew between 5 and 6:30 Thursday, February 8th at the Phillips Recreation Center on Stoughton in Urbana. What a great fun side hustle with something new every day. Urbana Park District, you belong here. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
We would like to invite you to the St. Joseph Ogden FFA charity auction on February 10th at the St. Joseph Ogden High School.
Dinner will be served at 5, followed by the live and silent auction. There are no tickets needed to attend, and anyone from the community is welcome.
Items to be auctioned include 45 bags of seed corn, various Milwaukee power tools, Toro mower, custom-made fire pits, Cardinal tickets, and various certificates for local businesses.
For more details about the auction, check out our Facebook page at St. Joseph Ogden FFA.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
Relax, call back 217-359-7293.
Champaign County Sheriff's Deputy Alex James, our law enforcement official of the month, brought to you by MX Electric.
Yes.
Well, how do you get the Unity High School resource officer with the kids every day, and why do you love that?
I came from Moreau Forsyth. At Moreau, I grew up with a school resource officer there. Still today, him and I are really good friends. And I just thought he was the coolest guy ever. Whenever this position opened up, I was like, you know what? That would be really cool to do.
Because you admired a resource officer.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you might be having the same impact on kids today.
Exactly. So when I came to the sheriff's office, I saw it was a position available that we do. Being an SRO, I stepped in this position, thinking of the times when I was a kid, and it fulfills everything I imagined.
Awesome.
It is so cool.
Relax. Call back 217-359-7293.
All right, quick check of sports. Illinois wins on the road. We got 9 games done in January, and now a little bit of a breath. Good news.
That's right. The final was 87-75 yesterday, with number 14 Illinois now 16-5 on the season, 7-3 in the Big Ten. Kind of a slow start, but we really pulled away in the second half, and so did Terrence Shannon Jr. with Marcus Domask with 23 points each to lead the team there. And, 100% on the free throw line. Gotta love those stats. Ty Rogers with 13 points and 10 rebounds for a double-double. And Dane Danges 7 points and 5 rebounds, all contributing. Even some freshmen, Stevie, in and out of the game.
Oh, they played a valuable minutes near halftime when we had some guys in foul trouble. So, yeah.
That's right. Indiana beat Iowa 74-68. Michigan State over Michigan 81-61 for the 700th career victory for Tom Izzo, along with his birthday. We also had some upsets in NCAA basketball yesterday with Georgia Tech over number 3 North Carolina 74-73. South Carolina took down number 5 Tennessee 63-59. TCU over Texas Tech also happened. And we have the Bulls in action against Charlotte tonight after losing to the Toronto Raptors yesterday. But Io had a good game with 21 points.
Weather coming up.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Reekin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
All right, check your weather. Brought to you this morning by Houlihan's, and Houlihan's has a lot going on.
Yeah, restaurant week, plus you're getting ready for Valentine's Day, and they'll have special price points for a couple to eat out. And of course, on Thursdays at Houlihan's live in the lounge from 6 to 8, and tomorrow will be the Leon Lewis-Nicole duo to enjoy from 6 to 8 at Houlihan's.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Avis Saturday. Not much in the way of sunshine expected for the day today. Sneaky sneak peek, but a little more of it expected for the day tomorrow and going forward right on into next week. And a mild Pacific airflow expected as well, but temperatures well above average. Next weather maker, probably a rain one due in late next week. In the meantime, mainly cloudy for the day today. A little sneak peek of sun here and there. 43 this afternoon. Average high this time of the year still in the lower 30s, so not bad. Light west wind becoming partly cloudy tonight. Patchy late night fog though. Low down to 31. Maybe a little foggy frost here early tomorrow. Then a milder, partly cloudy afternoon. And 51 down to the 30s tomorrow night. Northeast to east wind and 50 with a partly sunny Friday. Quiet weather for the weekend and seasonally mild as well. Up to 54 Saturday, 52 on Sunday. Highs between 45 and 50. Dry weather continues on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and a few showers and for late next week, Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Stevie Jay here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to thenateevansgroup.com.
Okay, is it Prairie View Grade School? They made the sectionals.
St. Joe Ogden?
Yeah, I think that's in the I think it's Prairie View. Anyway, Chase Gilliland, the head coach there, that team beat St. Matthew on a three-quarter court shot last week. It was three-quarter court at the buzzer for a 3 to win.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway, congratulations. Front page of the News Gazette apparently.
Nice.
That's exciting for Chase and his ball club. The St. Joe Athletic Unity, just really all good.
Absolutely.
Anyway, congratulations, 7th grade team. Hoist teammate Logan. It's on the front page of the News Gazette.
That's awesome.
Prairie View, Ogden. Congratulations to that.
Way to go, Mustangs.
That's huge.
Illini fans, taste what's special about Jets Pizza by ordering any of their specialty pizzas for $5 off. That's right, save $5 on all specialty pizzas like the barbecue chicken pizza, chicken grilled to perfection, premium mozzarella cheese, bacon, red onion, and BBQ sauce. All piled onto Jets' amazing crust made from dough they make fresh every day. There's also their super special all-meaty chicken bacon ranch and more, all $5 off. Make your day special and order a Jet specialty pizza for $5 off.
I'm Dr. Jaya Wadawan, and I'm a pediatrician with OSF Healthcare. RSV is respiratory syncytial virus, and it's very common in pediatric patients, especially in the age group of less than 2 years old. In RSV, some symptoms to watch for is fever, cough, wheezing, any difficulty breathing, decrease in appetite. So with COVID and RSV, it's difficult to differentiate the symptoms and the presentation of each. The best thing to do do is go to your provider and get a swab for both COVID and RSV. Older people can get it. It presents more of an upper respiratory infection. However, in the pediatric population, it presents more in the lower respiratory tract, which causes more of severe symptoms. Treatment includes supportive care for fever, so that includes Motrin and Tylenol. And if they need further respiratory support, that would include some oxygen support and nebulization. Visit the website osfhealthcare.org.
Yeah, Johnny, thanks for popping in. You're around this week, though, huh?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah. By the way, I wanted to invite everybody. I'm throwing a huge party for Bobby for Valentine's Day.
Yeah?
Oh, good. I'm calling it Mardi Gras. And okay, come on down to New Orleans. There'll be a bunch of people. It's actually Valentine's Day is on Ash Wednesday, so we're gonna do it the day before.
Yeah, the 13th of February. Yeah. And you still go out to the parades and stuff?
No.
Oh,
actually, with Lennox and Lincoln, we'll go to a couple parades.
Yeah, for the family friendly.
Oh, right.
Diane would still be going.
Oh, yeah.
Stevie J, not near it. No way. I'm done. I'm done. Hey, Diane, thank you.
Enjoy the day.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Talk to everybody tomorrow. Thank you for listening. ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie J. Have a great Wednesday.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist.